What is going on, guys? It is the States FC. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the U.S. men's national team roster for the upcoming November friendlies. So without further ado, let's get into it. As far as games, we got Wales and Panama. Panama did officially get scheduled last week. So the Wales game is going to be this Thursday, and the Panama game is going to be on next Tuesday. Both games are going to be at 2:45 Eastern time. They're both going to be on Fox Sports 1. I believe both games are going to be played in London. I'm not sure, but I know there's going to be no fans. It's going to be a neutral site. The U.S. does get to display their new jersey, so I'm excited about that. Just kind of a new vibe, kind of a new fresh look to the U.S. men's national team for these games. I'm really excited. All right, so breaking down the roster, as far as goalkeepers, Zach Steffen, number one, obviously pretty easy call-up, not really debatable. Ethan Horvath, another one of our few goalkeepers that we have playing in England. And this person that got called up, not really sure who he was, but his name is Tuesday Berhalter. I don't know much about him. I know he's in Leicester City's academy at the moment. He's got a big frame. He's played with the youth teams, but I'm excited to see if he does get any game time. As far as center backs, John Brooks, obviously number one, good in the air, good distributor of the ball, really vital and good in Berhalter's system to success. Chris Richards, another not surprising young dude that got called up, really excited. This is going to be his first cap he's going to play. It's not really debatable. And we have Matt Miazga. He's going to get some more game times. I think it's between Richards and Miazga to see who's going to start at that right center back role along John Brooks. And then we have Tim Ream, another veteran player who got called up. As far as fullback, Serginho Dest, obviously number one. He's going to play on the right back. I don't really like him as much at left back because I want him playing on a stronger foot and being able to impact the game more. Then we have Reggie Cannon, another player, pretty easy call up. We do have actually quite a lot of fullbacks in Europe. But Reggie Cannon has been probably one of the most consistent U.S. players over the past year. Then we have Anthony Robinson, a dude who will likely start at left back. I was a little surprised DeAndre Ayling did get left off, but not at the same time. But I'm happy with these three fullbacks. Defensive midfielders, Tyler Adams, really obvious. I think might be the U.S.'s most important player for the upcoming qualifying. Might be really key to our success. He's probably going to be played alongside McKinney, so I'm excited to see those two play together again. Then we have Johnny Cardoso, another dual national potential that we got called up, getting him that experience with the U.S. So yeah, I'm excited for him too. Midfielders, Wes McKinney, pretty obvious. Owen Tasawi, another dude I was kind of surprised at, another dual national potential. But getting him these games and these opportunities to see where he fits in our player pool. Rishi Ledesma, another player who can play the 8 or the 10. Likely will play in the 10 and is better in that 10 role. We'll get some game minutes. We'll see what he's all about. And then Yunus Musa. This was probably one of the biggest takeaways from this roster. Another dual national we didn't really expect to get. Still 17, one of the best young talents upcoming in the world. If we could get him with this generation, that would be so good for the U.S. All right, so these two players are technically both listed as forwards, but I kind of made an own position for them. We have Christian Pulisic and Gio Reyna. I do not expect Pulisic to play. I think he will recover from his injury because he didn't play this last week for Chelsea. And then we have Gio Reyna, another player who's really good, who can really tuck inside. He can play out wide. These players are so important to the attack because they invert quite well. Combined, they're both really skillful and both have really good vision. As far as wingers, we have Tim Weah, another dude, really excited to get back with the U.S. Hasn't played for almost 2 years with the U.S. And we have Uli Yanez, another player who really surprised. I played really well earlier this year for the U.S. They have Connor de la Fuente earning his first cap. I'm really excited. He's still only 19. With Ansu Fati's injury at Barcelona, he will probably get a good amount of minutes for the upcoming season for Barcelona, so that's something to keep an eye on. As far as strikers, Josh Sargent, he was initially called up, but he's not going to be at this camp anymore because of COVID restrictions. And Werder Bremen, where he plays, they have some different rules compared to most of the Bundesliga. Then we have Sebastian Sode, another dual national. Chile was after, but we got him called up. I do think he's going to stick with the U.S. He's likely going to start the first game. It's a toss-up between him and Tim Weah. And then another dual national, which is kind of the theme of this roster, is Nicolas Giacchini. He will get some game minutes, see what he's all about up top, see if he really fits in our player pool. So I do like the selection of Tuesday Berhalter at striker. One person I forgot to mention on this list was Sebastian the Jet. He got called up and placed at Josh Sargent. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't think he'll start, but he will definitely get some minutes. Alright, so this is what I had last week as far as my best roster. We're not going to be able to see this because Sargent obviously won't be there. And Pulisic likely won't play because of injury. But with these two, this is likely what we're looking at. Wales minus Josh Sargent and Christian Pulisic. So you probably have It's between Weah and Sebastian Soto up top for striker. Then you could bring Uli out wide. We could play Reyna on the left. You could play Moonson, the 10. There's so many different combinations, but I do expect Reyna to play in the 10 because that's definitely where he's going to function the best and be able to impact the game the most. So it's really all about the winning competition at this point in this formation. You have Robinson at the left back, Des at the right back, 2 center backs. I want to see Chris Richards, what he can do against the quality opponents, see what he's all about, and then we have Zach Steffen. This is what I expected against Panama earlier. Soto, it could be Giacchini, either one. And then we have probably Yanez again, or maybe Reyna could even play out wide. Ledesma could tuck into that general. But I do expect Gio Reyna to start both games, see what he's all about, because I think he's definitely a player we want to build our program around, especially Pulisic's going to have injury problems. So if we can make sure we get the ball to Reyna in qualifying games and Nations League, really let him be able to impact the game and not just, I don't know, kind of like how Michael Bradley, like a lot of the opponents, they would just man mark him and just take him out of the game. So we can't afford to let that happen. We have to let Gio Reyna get the ball in open spaces and let him find the game for himself. I do think Robinson starts at left back in the system. Miazga, Ream at center backs. Johnny will likely start against Panama. Reggie Cannon at the right back, and then Ethan Horvath will likely give the start against Panama. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to please hit that like and subscribe button. I'm really excited for these upcoming November friendlies. I really am happy to see the U.S. back, seeing them play again, seeing all these young players, all these dual nationals. So yeah, it just seems like a dream scenario at this point. I do think we can easily get 2 wins out of this with our players that we have, because Wales likely won't field their best 11, and we should probably win each game 2-3-0 comfortably. So yeah, so let me know down in the comments what you think the results for this would be, who you think should have been on this roster, who you think should start. Just give me video ideas, just put anything down in the comments. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching.